No need to ask, he's a smooth
Welcome back. I'm your host, Smooth and Crypto. We are absolutely live with the dude, Uranus. How you doing, man?
Excellent. I love that intro, man. That's good stuff.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good vibe all around, right? It's a little dancey,
Yeah.
little classic music, and overall, when I did the original Smooth Operator, I got hit with the copyright. So I'm like, I got to
Right.
find a remix.
Yeah, no, that's a cool remix for sure.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it. Yeah, just something to get the vibes right. The intro feeling good, and every time I play that, everybody's in the background just kind of nodding their head like they're like, "Yo."
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So you always got something going on. Every time we get on stream, you always got something. And right now, you got the first X28 build on base, Uranus. How do you feel about it? We got 1 day and 20 hours left for the minting.
I'm feeling pretty good about it. Obviously the more minting the merrier, but you know, like I think the base crowd's not ready for fair launch. I don't think they really understand. And that's what I've been trying to like push out there on X the last few days is like what fair launch is, what that means for you, and like minting your own tokens before there ever even is a chart,
Right.
like that's something that is probably blowing most meme coiners' minds. So um but with all that being said, I think the true test of Uranus isn't going to be until there is a chart and
Right.
people can start looking at it in that sense. So, but yeah, I've been having fun today making a bunch of memes. Like the entire time through development, it's been fun. Like all the meme generation's been fun. Like all of it writes itself. It's been a
Yeah.
good time. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's probably, a little bit of a switch up for you because a lot of things you have done in the past with Titanx and whatnot have all been, pretty serious
Yeah.
projects, right? Serious DeFi, real DeFi. And this is like a fun spin-off for you almost that you can just kind of relax,
Yeah.
have fun with, make some memes, like not take it too seriously. But you're bringing, like you said, right? This isn't memes, this is meme-fi, right? It really
Mhm.
is. And you're bringing that to base for X28 and Titan X and whatnot. And, it's going to be a bumpy road, I think, for the first project on there. And hopefully you kind of create a standard of, hey, this is kind of what you're looking at when we're going to be releasing projects on base. Like everybody's going to have an opportunity. And if this is pretty successful, I think a lot of people will keep an eye on, damn, we missed Uranus, like the next fair launch from X28 ecosystem. Like we're going to have an eye out, or they'll just buy higher when the price chart is out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a good mix between like you're saying, like just simple memes, but also marrying that with fair launch and the Titan X ethos. Yeah, in a fun way. Like I feel like it's exactly what I hoped it would be. Just something to have fun with, to celebrate X28 launching on base, something to do with your X28 on base, and something also to get the attention of all those base meme coiners.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's a ton. I mean, a lot of people are on base. I mean, any given day, there's $1 billion being traded on base. So it's not a small blockchain by any means.
Mhm.
And the gas fees are so low that you could really open up tokenomics. And I'm really excited to see what Uranus does. I think having a buy and burn on a meme token is just like going to blow people's minds.
Right, right. It's, being in the Titan X ecosystem, everybody knows what a buy and burn is. But I'm finding in like the wider crypto market, it's not like it's not a very common word or term to be used. And like there's people out there that don't know what buy and burn is or the significance of it. yeah, and like that's another thing that I'm hoping to kind of bring to the base community is like, you know, a lot of the things that we're doing, like I said, fair launch, the buy and burn, which if you're watching and you're not sure what it is, like it's simply we are gonna use funds from Mint. 50% of it will be used to buy Uranus off the market and burn those tokens. So that adds buy pressure and deflationary tokenomics, so that the Uranus is shrinking while there's buy pressure on it at the same time. So
Yeah, it's programmed to buy Uranus, and it's pretty amazing. The fact that it's like no matter what's happening, you have buy pressure, which is upward price movement, and then deflation just taking out of circulation forever. I think on a meme coin, it's really powerful, and it's what 50% of everything that comes in is buy and burn. Like that's so powerful, and you know it's a place where instead of it just being a meme coin, you have a backing of amount of coins just sitting there waiting to only be used for that reason. And I'm hoping with some eyeballs from the base community, they see that and they're like, oh, this is interesting. So this is deflationary from day one, like and it's a reflection token as well. So I think you got a nice, simple yet very rewarding system with Uranus, which I really, really love.
yeah. Another thing, reflections. That's something that not everybody in crypto is aware of, and that's why I was titling this video on my end, Uranus, the gift that keeps on giving. It's super simple. Like it's not just a tax that goes to that just disappears into whatever utilities. This is a tax that's going directly into your wallet, without having to stake these tokens, lock them up, do any kind of claims, none of that. Like you literally just hold Uranus in your wallet, and with every buy, sell, transfer, there's a tax, and that portion of that tax is going to your balance. So you can just watch your balance grow just as trading volume happens. It's super simple. Super simple.
Yeah, I love it. And the DAO is going to have control over the percent, correct?
Yeah, so it can be adjusted anywhere from 1 to 20%. James, had something similar with scale, and it was only adjustable up to like 6.5% or something. And everybody in the community was like, "We want max 6.5%. Never go lower. Why didn't you set the upper limit even higher?" Like,
Yeah.
so we're taking with what he learned from that, and we're like, okay, well, let's crank it all the way up to 20%, and we'll see. I mean, it doesn't have to stay there. If the community decides, you know what, that's too much, let's go back to 10% or 5, whatever.
Right.
We can always do that, but I think at launch it's going to be cranked all the way up to 20%, and I think that's going to be cool because right now you can mint these tokens with zero tax.
Yep.
You're getting 100% of what you're putting in back out of it, and once the chart hits and people are buying and selling, you're there at the ground floor already earning from every buy, sell, transfer, and a large amount. 20% is huge. So as people are trying to take profits or get in and get out, like you're earning. So yeah, I'm very excited to see how that's going to go in the beginning.
Yeah, me too. And with Element 280, you guys had a 16% tax for the first 28 days. And I mean, we had this conversation before. Blew my mind with how many people were not only selling tokens, selling NFTs, and just burning NFTs. It blew my mind how much trade volume there actually was going on with the 16% tax. So I have no thoughts that it won't go to 20. People are just like, let's crank it up. I personally want more rewards. I sacked for this, or I minted. It's just hilarious. And people, although the people voting aren't necessarily selling on the open market. So they're like, hey, like I want it all the way up. Like, what do I
Mhm.
care? I'm not buying off the open market. I already minted. And so I
Yeah,
totally see
exactly.
from their
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be like. There, everybody that's in on it from minting, obviously, yeah, they are going to want max tax. So if somebody wants to take early profits, that's fine. They can do that, and everybody else is going to gain from that tax. So it's like a win-win situation. And then we'll have this buy and burn starting to crank off. And you've seen with every buy and burn, there's always people that want to sell into that.
Yep.
They it's although I would say Stacks has been impressive, extremely impressive to me. If you've been watching that at all, people are not selling into that buy and burn. It's incredible to see what a buy and burn can do if you've got a strong community of holders. It really is. So another reason for me to just be really excited to see how the launch of it goes, and how many people are diamond hands, how many people are there for short-term profits. There's always a mix of everything, uh, but undoubtedly there will be a buy and burn. There will be an entity, a smart contract that is providing buy pressure on this token. And how many people will want to sell into that? How many people will hold? The open market will decide. But we do know going in and out, they're going to be paying that tax. They're going to be rewarding all those diamond hand holders. Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. And, the market is the most irrational thing I've ever seen. Like, it's like no matter what you think is going to happen, almost 100% of the time, it's the exact opposite of what happens. So it's hard to gauge exactly how this will play out. It's just like releasing it to the wild and been, hope, good luck. All I could do is just keep talking about you and getting eyeballs on you, but you're going to do what it does, and, one thing I like though is that this is audited code as well. It's not just a copycat. This is brand new code. Everything is solid and hopefully bringing audits and transparency and fairness to base. I think that's kind of one of the goals with Uranus. Although meme coin, yeah, but it's to bring the narrative, to bring the ethos to different blockchains. And I think this is a great, simple, dip your toe in the water thing for Uranus and base.
Yes, yes. That's sadly something that most people in crypto don't even pay any attention to at all, or audits. And that's something that we've done in Titan X. That's everything's audited. And I think we've saved a lot of people from loss of funds. We've stopped potential rugs from launching. We've done lots of good for our community to do as much as we can to keep them safe. So yeah, I love it. And that's something that I also want to explain to the base community how important that is. But to be honest, that's lower down on the list of things that I'm
Of
trying
course.
to push, just because they don't even know the importance of it. I
Right.
think we can get their attention with, like I said, the buy and burn and fair launch. Those types of things, I think, affect the user much more upfront. And then we can say, and the cherry on top, this is audited code. This is third party verified that this is not a rug, that this protocol is going to function as intended, and you can get into it with a little bit more confidence.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And, you know, people just trust that the code is good no matter what
mhm.
it is. They just see a price chart and they're like, I'm in. Right. And whether, it's actual good code, is there leaks? Is there bugs? Can it be hacked? Right. Is it just a honeypot? Right. There's a lot of stuff that you don't know just by looking at a price chart. And I'm hoping that, with this project and other projects, we slowly start building the narrative of, hey, we have solid code that has been audited by third party that you can actually have full trust in, that it's not going to go anywhere. This is exactly what it does, and we're upfront with what's public functions and not. So I just really like it. It's so simple yet got everything I'm looking for in a new token from Titan X ecosystem on base, and it's hilarious as well.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I've been having fun making memes today. Um, I think I'm gonna make quite a few more as the day goes by. It's just so easy, and it literally it's making me laugh out loud as I'm making them, as I'm
Yep.
posting them. It's good stuff. Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm do you think it's going to be more of at first like a meme style of base tokens, or do you think there's going to be some real like DeFi projects being released on base next?
Probably more DeFi stuff. Like our community tends to have lots of utility. Even our meme coins have utilities in them. Like I
Right.
don't see. I mean, there's a handful. There's Jake X, Dragon Fart Dust.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
there's a few out there that are just living by that meme coin tokenomics. Basically just create the token, throw it into the LP, and let it run like any other memes. Um, like a launch pad, I think is probably very important. That's going to be coming up sooner than later. That can allow people to do fair launch on base. I think that's like that's now you can create memes, but it's from a utility protocol, some
Right.
kind of launch pad. So I think I'm going to say, yeah, we're probably going to stick with more utility, but I hope to see more meme coins because that gets people's attention. That's, there's a huge market on memes. And yeah, even if they are pump and dumps and people come and go, like we can play with, different ways of doing that. Like that, like with Uranus, like we're creating something with longevity, with the LP web. That's something else that people don't really understand the significance of. Um, Having a liquidity web creates arbitrage, and bots are going to be buying, selling Uranus. They're going to be going in and out of Uranus like in one transaction, and
Yep.
they're going to pay tax. They're going to pay you to do that just by holding the tokens. That's something else that people won't even understand until they see it, for themselves. So, but just standard memes, like anything and all of it is great, publicity and getting people in and seeing, yeah, just jumping into a meme token and then going, oh, this is paired with X28. What is that? And then show them the powers of X28.
Right.
And they'll really see it when X28 does make a leg up and we see some green candles and everything built on top of it's getting green candles. Like
Right.
that's massive marketing right
Yeah,
there.
and the rabbit hole's so deep with what we got going on that all they need in all reality is see a nice price chart. They like the name, they like the narrative around it, and then they start digging into everything. And I think they'd be really surprised. So obviously, we've had a decent amount of uh, you know people money coins go in. So
Mhm.
161 billion X28. Um, I didn't obviously, I'm not like saying I didn't think this was going to happen or I did think this was going to happen, but I'm pretty happy with, seeing 160 billion X28 in there. And I'm going to be pretty surprised to see like how much or interested to see how much like ETH went in versus X28 because
Go, go down to the bottom and in the links and then click the to the right yeah, because it's amazing to see like the amount of ETH that's been going in is been solid, extremely solid.
yeah,
It's,
I know that I personally I went in with ETH, so I just was like I had it on base already. I'm like, let me just drop it in there.
Yeah. Like, and yeah, so just scroll down on the transactions list and like hover over the mint with ETH and it'll highlight the second column over. Yeah. See, yeah, see all those? That's all minting with ETH right there.
Oh wow. Oh,
Uh,
that's way more than I thought. Really. I mean, it like looks like it's half or more. Like honestly,
yeah, yeah, right.
that's
And that's
very
why,
interesting.
and that's part of our you know design was the default option is ETH. Like we want zero hurdles for people to jump to get into something. If they
Right.
see a fun meme and they that yeah, let me get in on this. They don't even need to know what X28 is. But we're bringing the power of X28 into Uranus without them even knowing, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited, and that was like a game changer in my opinion when Element 280 had the ETH Titanx as input, and all you want to do is streamline it for people, and having this as a ETH or X28, I think that's really important, not only for our ecosystem but the base ecosystem as well, just to have no speed bumps, nothing. No, you just get, if you have ETH, you can get in. That's all that matters, but we also have this other thing that's X28 just on the side. If you have it, if you know about it, you can use that too.
Yep, yep. It's it's so good. It's so good. Sorry, I'm reading the chat, see who's here. Utah Crypto, what's up, man? Trust Titanx Plan. Hey, Rich Landon. Some
Uranus is so smooth.
some OG players in here. Yeah.
Trust Tight Next plan. Building a quadplex right now, but I'm listening. That's hilarious. That's what I find myself just doing random stuff work wise and just like listening to crypto all the time. It's like
Yeah.
just seamless with you're like, all right, while I'm doing this, I'm just cultivating my end game plan over here.
Oh, it's like pretty much every day when I'm going to bed, I'm thinking about crypto, and then when I wake up, I'm thinking about crypto.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm really liking how Uranus is going so far, and if everybody hasn't went to Uranus28.win, it's 1 day and 20 hours left before the minting's over. So this was an 8 day fair launch, and a lot of people got in. I mean, I think it's a really successful first project, and
mhm.
we always see a last minute minting of
Yeah.
stuff. So I'm really looking forward to what that last day, like that last couple hours, how much this pops up, because it always does. Always with the minting, the auctions, everything, just that last second before they get the rollover they're in.
Yeah. No doubt. Because I mean, it is fair launch. So whether you're getting in hour one or the last hour before minting closes, it's all the same cost basis. So there's no reason to just rush into Uranus. Like you can take your time and read the white paper, explore it, do all those things. You could dip a toe in Uranus or go all in. It's there's it's whatever you're comfortable with, you know.
Yeah,
So
that the meme of the meme of the toe dipping into the water is like the funniest thing. I just think that's so funny.
yeah, that might be the next meme I make. And
Yeah.
I guess I should mention that we're running a meme contest. So if you've got great memes that you want to put out there, go to Pump Uranus and follow them on Twitter. And yeah, there's been some good ones. Uh, yeah, if you scroll down there, there's One that Steve just posted not
because
long. I
it's
think.
huge.
Uh,
See, this is why like people love memes because you just like it's just brain rot. You're just like looking at it, you're laughing. It's just hilarious.
yeah, I'm looking for the one that Steve posted. It was a view
Oh,
of
here we go.
there. There it is. Yeah.
Unseen photos of Uranus.
That's great right there.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's lighthearted. I love that about this. It's just fun, overall. I mean, it's been, fart jokes, Uranus jokes since we were kids. So it's like, it all just ties back into childhood stuff, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really pumped about base expansion X28. It's just all such a great time, and this chart for Titan X and all the other charts, they're just like wanting to go up. They're just like, if any amount of people are buying these things, just want to go up. And unfortunately, people have been taking profits since like November. And nothing wrong with people taking profits, but
Mhm.
there's better ways to do it than just nuking a $20,000 bag, $50,000 bag on the market. I mean, it's 2025. I don't know what we're doing, but I mean, whatever, right? I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big reason why I'm bullish on Ouroboros launching, because now people, can utilize their Titan X without dumping the chart. Now you can take that, lock it up as collateral, get a loan out on USDX, and use that to participate in other projects that you're looking to get into without ever having to sell your Titan X. So very good. I wonder if they broke 1 million in total value locked. They were getting close last time I was looking. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay.
Some people's health is getting low.
Yeah, now I'm curious to look at the chart. Titan X. I noticed the X28 pair on base has gotten much thicker. It's grown quite a bit. So I'm very happy to see that. Because as everybody knows, liquidity is king. Yeah, it's up to 126K. When it first launched, it was at like 15K or 20K or something.
Wow.
And so it's 5x in size over this week. So
damn,
very healthy to see.
Yeah, I mean, people are looking for liquidity places, and I think we have some big liquidity people in our ecosystem as well. So I'm sure some big players just said, yeah, I'm dropping 20 G's into this or 10 G's into this, and just pump it up.
Mm-hmm. Did you find the stats on Ouroboros?
Oh, my bad. I got so sidetracked. I'm over here just talking and stuff like that. All right. So I feel like
It's like under the USDX section, and then scrolling to the right. Let's see. Pull it up. USDX Mentor.
system stats. I'm just tripping. Yeah, so it's $998,000 total. So there's 730 grand of Titan X and 265 grand of Dragon X. So
yeah, very close to
massive.
breaking that 1 million mark.
Yeah,
so big congratulations. Sorry,
we'll probably
go ahead.
hit it on stream.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. I'm curious what people are going to want to do with their USDX. I've seen some polls coming up. I need to go back and check those as well. I've just been like all in Uranus the past couple of days. I haven't had a chance to look at the wider market.
Right. It's not a bad place to be, dude. To be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot of money. And this was all money that could have been dumped on the open market. So what up, Dave?
What's up, guys?
Dave, how's it going, man?
Good. How you doing?
Good. We just been talking about Uranus, and it's just been going great. So how do you feel about
Uranus? Yeah, I mean, we got what, two more days or one more day?
A little less than
1
2.
day, 20 hours. So just under 2 days.
Ooh. Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens after that.
Yeah, same. It's another huge milestone. Because I'm willing to speculate that a lot of meme coiners are not familiar with minting tokens themselves. That's
that's
why
point.
I'm trying to like educate them.
So, yeah, most of it's not fair launch. It's just hey, go buy this token. It's really the narrative out there right now. It's not let's fairly participate in a project for a period of time. This is a very cool thing that I think we're bringing to the rest of the world on base chain, because they don't really have anything like this right now. I don't think, do they? Is there anything like this?
I'll admit I'm a base noob myself. So
because this is really bringing DeFi to base. I mean, I don't think that DeFi base doesn't really feel like a DeFi place yet.
Right. As far as what I can tell, everyone talks about it's similar to Solana. It's a meme chain.
It should be a DeFi chain though, because of the gas fees are so cheap, and it would allow so many DeFi protocols. Once people can see how they can compound in DeFi, I think people are going to be excited about the possibilities of these things coming to base. I am, because it's going to cut our fees like a million, like in fractions, to do these transactions.
Yeah, I mean, you could do almost 100 transactions for $1, like legit.
I know. It's like have $20 of ETH in your wallet, and you can do as many transactions as you want. It's like, hold on a second, that's awesome.
Yeah. On ETH, it's like anything under $1,000, and you got to think twice about making a play, because you're paying $20 in gas, and you're like, but I've been loving it on base, like going in and on Uniswap, providing liquidity. I see $10 in rewards, and I am able to claim those and re-add it to the liquidity pool for a penny. On ETH, you wouldn't be doing that. You'd eat up your $10 in rewards and gas fees. And on base, it's like, oh yeah, it's click. I'll spend the penny to do that, and so now you can compound.
Way better to compound. Good point. Because really, we have to take in all the effects of the of all the exchange fees and everything. When you compound, you really have to look at everything, and this allows us to have. It's still the same variable, but it's a way cheaper variable. You just look more at the prices and the swaps versus like how much am I going to get charged for the swap.
Right. I do want to mention ETH is the settlement layer. I think that's where it's headed, because you have all these layer 2s with super low gas fees, but you have to remember that Ethereum is the one that's validating all these transactions. So there's still massive use case for Ethereum itself. You're just not going to see a lot of retail on Ethereum, I think. So,
yeah, I think if it gets any upgrades and stuff, but being at 1 Gwei right now is like the past like couple days has been nuts. I mean, you sign a transaction, it's like, hey, 70 cents. You're like, whoa,
that is true. It has been pretty nice.
Am I on the right blockchain right now? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I think ultimately too, Ethereum's kind of designed the way it is for reasons. Like Bitcoin really isn't supposed to be the fastest and the cheapest. It's supposed to be what it is. And ETH is not necessarily supposed to be the fastest and the cheapest. It's built, it's the most robust, that's for sure. And the most use case. So all these other layer 2s that are coming around, they add something extra special, and that's usually lower fees and stuff, but there's no replacing ETH. That's for sure. And guys, I'm at a coffee shop. If it sounds weird, sometimes I'm going to try to keep myself muted while I'm not talking.
There's some background noise, but it's not too bad, actually. I could tell. I could hear them grinding some espressos back there.
I try to mute it when I'm doing that.
What are you drinking on then?
Just coffee with some cream. I mean, I'm pretty basic when it comes to that.
I'm very basic as well. I don't even do sugar or cream or anything. I just like just plain coffee.
Well, good beans, you can do that. When I test out new coffee shops, sometimes I need the cream because I'm not sure what I'm going to get. But
yeah, I'm a black coffee guy as well, to be honest. But sometimes, I splurge and I get a little cream or cold foam on top of the black coffee, and it's just like a treat at that point. It doesn't even feel like coffee to me because I'm so used to just pure bitterness and just black hole that I'm drinking 4 cups of in the morning.
I drink a lot. I maybe at some point I need to moderate, but I'm not good at moderation. I'm good at all in.
Yeah. That's the style.
So you're all in Uranus then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, all in. So deep. So deep.
I can't wait to, Flare being OFT, right? Ready for base or whatever chain we go to, right? Like someone could make a meme coin with Flare Uranus and call it Flared Uranus, right? Or something like that, right? You could literally do that. And I think it'd just be so cool to see kind of how we evolve on this thing. I just wanted Flare to be ready for whatever chain we go to. I want the initial supply coming from ETH. And then if we do something else, it's as an input over there, or, I don't know. So it just,
I have a question too. Like, dude, maybe you know about this. Cause you're bringing multiple tokens over to base right now. And, could there be a single hub, that would take the TitanX main tokens and bridge them over to base? Could we have where we could select a TitanX token to bring it over there, or would that have to be done by each protocol, separately?
No, you could. I mean, this is DeFi. Anybody can do anything they want. There's been talks about it in a few other chats. And I can bring you into that conversation
because I am looking at doing that whole I'm calling it AWXU, which is the AwesomeX Universe token, which would be the Omni-chain layer of AwesomeX. But it's like, well, if we're all going to do that anyway, could we do a hub to where it's like someone can just select what asset they want to go Omni-chain? And then
I think it's a great idea. I had that thought when I was building it myself on bringing my tokens Omni-chain. I had that thought like, well, I could just do this for everybody's token without even asking. And then I was like, well, some people might not be happy with me being the owner of their Omni-chain version of their token. But like what you're talking about is more so like a launchpad type of thing where you can just...
And if it would burn on one side to mint on the other, I mean, it's like, but see, exactly. So sometimes you're saying there are different mechanics in these X28 style, different protocol tokens, right? It's not always just 50-50 burn, which I was seeing the mechanics a little bit for the AwesomeX Universe one would be more like what you have said. It's burn, and liquidity, add.
Yeah. And that was, that's basically why I kind of nixed the idea of making a central hub for all of it, because everything I was doing is very catered towards my protocol specifically.
Good point.
And all of it supporting Element 280, majority of it is, it's all going to be adding, everything's paired with it. It's all creating additional liquidity with it. It's routing all our buy and burns through Element 280. So with the whole goal was to just add a ton more volume and more taxes being paid on those tokens. So It wouldn't make sense to like bring other people's tokens and route it through my stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
good point. So I see there's I see what you're saying for sure. Unless
but
there
there
was
is, I
different
think there is
routes
a,
for each token.
yeah.
Say there was like a different route. It was like a third, you know, but each token it would go to a third liquidity for that token over on base or whatever. There might have to be different routes if we did it in the same protocol, but
there's definitely legs to that idea. And like I said, I'll connect you with the people I've been talking to about discussing that concept. And I think, yeah, it could only help the ecosystem if we bring everybody omni-chain and all their tokens, and making it easier for other people to, or more enticing for people to build on base, because everything is there, you know, and we can expand our ecosystem on base without feeling like anything's left behind on ETH. Not that anything's left behind. I mean, just supporting X28, you're automatically supporting everything on Titan X. So by design, nobody can even be left behind, even if they didn't participate on base. But it
is kind of like a bridge connecting to, like, you know, states over a body of water. In a way, it's like, you know, we're all over on ETH right now. When we take the bridge over to the other side, you know, it's a different place. But you know, that it's interesting what's happening. But yeah, I was debating whether to launch these next two protocols on base instead of ETH. But ultimately, man, every time I make a change, it's like, oh, that's going to be another, you know, 3 weeks and 10K. But ultimately, also, there is a really good point of having your main token generation happen on ETH in one sense as well. So I do like that aspect.
Yeah, I agree. It's like, again, that's like the settlement layer type of thing. Like, these tokens are only mintable on the Ethereum layer. And yeah, they exist on all these other chains, but they're more simple tokens, and all the tokenomics is baked into the Ethereum side.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that was exactly my view on what I wanted Flare to be. I mean, kind of blessed to be in this situation of not releasing it, and, you know, like being OFT from the jump and having the game plan of, you know, we're starting with an amount in the auction balance, but also 11 weeks straight you can mint your tokens if you want to mint. So you kind of get a best of both worlds. And I don't know how many tokens are going to end after the 11 weeks, but it's going to be capped on ETH and all the other blockchains as well. So I'm just excited to be able to be on other chains if we want.
I can't wait for Flare. I'm so excited for Flare. Like, it's really very simple and very cool dynamics. I cannot wait to see how it plays out. I really love your mechanics in Flare, and you're adding it to upgrade to it too. You're adding to do these LP webs and stuff. So I don't know what the future holds for Flare, but I'm really excited about it.
I appreciate that big time. Yeah, I mean, it's sooner rather than later. We're just still testing. We're trying to make that, you know, trying to get that last % of just squeeze out of the testing. But sooner rather than later, we have to release on a Friday. So odds are we're probably going to announce on like a Sunday or a Monday and just run up into that Friday. I think that's probably just what's going to happen. It's not going to be like, hey, we're going to give you a month time. They'll just be quick, like, hey, we're ready to go. So just be on the lookout. I mean, everything feels dialed. Everything looks great. The UI looks great. And I'm just ready to be a builder, right? You know, a founder finally, right? You know, I've been conceptually done Flare for months in my head, but when it's not out, it's not out. So, I mean,
right.
It's half, right? I mean,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and no doubt, Uranus. We want that liquidity web. Excuse me. So we'll definitely be pairing with all the tokens that come in that are built on X28.
Yep.
So yeah.
I flare Uranus at one point. yeah, I did. Flared Uranus.
Awesome Uranus sounds pretty good too.
Yeah, that sounds good too. Yeah, Yeah, this is exactly what dude was saying. You know, the memes and the jokes just write themselves. You know, it's just, you know, Dave. I said to dude, I mean, we've been making, you know, fart jokes and Uranus jokes since we were like kids. So it's like just bringing us all the way back.
Absolutely, everybody loves a good fart joke.
Yeah.
I saw something. I think it was maybe Steve that posted those actual planet pictures. That was like
We
those
just
were
brought
great.
that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. There's another one where they had the Lion King. It was a meme from Lion King that was pretty funny too. Yeah. Oh, and we got Dragon Fart Dust in the chat as well. What's up?
What up?
Some DGen memes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're I think it's a start to a new beginning. And like you said, right, X28 utilizing that brings it all the way back to ETH, even if they don't want to, or even if they don't even know about it. So I think overall having the two inputs, ETH and X28. And Dave, we looked at Uranus's mints, and dude, it looks like 50% or more is ETH. Like I'm honestly pretty shocked at that, but I like that because it starts to create that bridge, that divide between the two, and the more ETH that comes in, the better X28 performs anyway. So I think we're trying to gobble up as much ETH as possible.
That's a good point. I mean, I think on base we're going to have a lot more ETH come in because that's really the currency that everybody's using over there. I mean, it's easier for me to have ETH go over to base and then just immediately use it straight than having to transfer it into something else. So I like when the protocol does that for me.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's programmed to basically take the ETH and buy X28, right?
Right. Absolutely.
That's so awesome.
So we don't have to worry about it. Like, in fact, that's awesome. Yeah, I do have some new stats on the Draco stats page. We actually, since we take other input tokens, I'm keeping track of how much of each input token comes in on the stats page because I'm interested to see, you know, what people are using and have those kind of be available for people to see.
Yeah. I haven't tracked it. I just kind of go to the blockchain explorer and just kind of scroll through all the mints, and you see it, lots of minting with ETH, lots of it. So
yeah, Dragon Fart just said, how long before we have 10 protocols on base?
I think it's going to be a lot faster than Titan X first starting on ETH, because it was like it took in the first 3 months, how many protocols were live? Maybe 4,
3 or 4.
I think it's going to be a lot faster on base. We're already over a year old. We're much more mature. We have a lot more utility going on. So I think the builders are going to show up a lot faster.
Do you think we're going to be moving ORX to base somehow, or is that really going to stay native Ethereum? Maybe there's a way we could do wrapped base tokens on the lending platform somehow.
He definitely, the dev definitely has that in mind. He hasn't really talked about it. He's kind of taken the same mindset I am, where it's like, let's get through the launch. Let's move forward. Let's let this do what it's supposed to do, and
then we'll talk about what's next.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's hinted for a long time. He's working on lots of additional partnerships, collaborations, working on other chains, but he hasn't really talked about any of it publicly. Just
because I wonder if USDX could be omni-chain. If USDX could be omni-chain. Because then at that point, I wonder if it is already, if it's OFT or not, but probably not.
No, it's not. And he said he made a post how there's a couple of ways that it could be, both being very easy to do, just a couple of different tweaks on how it could go, how it could look. But the dev is a genius. He knows what he's doing. He's got all this figured out. Like that would be an easy addition or integration, I think. But like I said, he's just like let's just get it out there. Let's get some value locked in it. Let's let it grow up and move forward from that, which I think it's very close to hitting 1 million. And totally value locked, that's a great start.
Great start. And I didn't realize that the loans had to be 2K. I was trying to experiment with a smaller loan, but I've most of my stuff's tied up right now. I'm like, man, it's everywhere. But I also have the moonbag theory now because you, Smooth, told me about the moonbag theory. Because every time before I would go all in, I would move from one project to another project, go all in. I did that 3 times, and man, I paid so much unintentional tuition for doing that. Like, you got to leave a little bit, at least a little bit when you move to another token. Because I did that with my Baby Dragon X early on. I did that with my Dragon X early on. I'm like, oh, bro.
Yeah.
Before those, so.
You got to leave the dust. You got to leave the dust in there, right? The moonbag is it's particles. You got to leave all of that in there. And I have it depends on the bag I have, but I like to do leave a 5% or a 10% when I leave, right? I don't want to be, unless it's like a total trying to catch a 2x or a 30% meme coin thing. I'm not going to leave a moonbag in that. But other protocols I care about, right? I'm
if you believe in something, if you've believed in it enough to kind of have a bag for a while, it's probably a good idea to keep a moon bag if you want to rotate. I mean, when I add up the amount of unintentional tuition I've paid for the 3 trades that I did that before they all popped, it's a lot. It's a lot of lost opportunity, right? So it's so I learned some lessons, and you keep moving forward. But I've got my moonbag theory now. If I get into a token, especially a Titan-X token, I'm gonna keep some of it. I'm never gonna get rid of all of it.
Yeah, it's all a leverage play on Titan-X. So it's easier to not feel like you're missing out on Titan-X by holding these build on Titan-X tokens. Because
that's a great point. That's really my whole portfolio is all. I am diversified, but I'm diversified within Titan-X.
It's like Titan-X altcoins. That's all you're in.
Basically. Which actually I've done pretty well doing that. Like keep compounding them in over the last year and a half. I mean, it was January 2024 when I first got my first miner, and it's since that point. Yeah, the compounding works. I mean, it doesn't really matter what the price is ultimately.
Yep.
If you're focusing on compounding, bags build. Bags can grow and build if you play some of these games properly. So, yeah.
I couldn't agree more. Damn. Yeah.
But I am excited to see a nice 10x coming up at some point, at least a 2 or 3x.
Let's not be for real.
I know. A 10x would be so sweet, but hey, everything in its timing. I mean, really, the fundamentals are the reason that I am still all in blaze of glary into Titan-X. I love the fundamentals. Every time I get a little froggy, I think about the fundamentals and why I'm in it in the first place, and go back to the reason why, and that keeps me here. So, yeah.
I think this is going to be a huge year for Titan-X.
Yep.
It really is.
Definitely.
Yeah. And, not only a big year for Titan-X, I really think, we're all builders, right? So, right. Well, you guys are builders. I'm building. And
you're a builder.
Yeah. So we're going to continue to build stuff. I mean, that's just guaranteed. And I think any ecosystem, if they have the builders continuously building and developing and new things are coming out, I don't know how you lose. Obviously not financial advice on anything, but if the builders are still building, there's going to be more things to do with your tokens forever, basically. So, and none of this stuff is going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, all of this stuff at one point is going to be 20, 25 years old, and who knows what could have happened throughout that whole entire time. So
we are building for the long term. This is not a pump and dump place. This is a long term. It's digital assets, and we're changing the game with fair launch, all the user generated tokens, and growing a community. Like, bootstrap it, man. Like, let's get in there and put in the work. instead of bootstrapping liquidity with VC funds, and then, you know, when good things happen, you know, it doesn't really extend. So I love what we're doing. The fair launch side of things is really important actually for the future of finance.
Yeah, and more coming with fair launch, no doubt. We're more utility is coming. This token, the Titanx supply will not stand a chance in 2025. That's my opinion. Just how many different ways can Titanx get burned now, as it is right now? About 30 different ways.
Yep.
And maybe not all of them are burning every second, but in spurts here and there, like it all adds up to something major.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
it's only going to keep growing.
Yeah, and not to mention a lot of these new projects, Flare included, right? Stacks, right? They're auto minting X28. So it's like, you know, that's 50% burned on all of that. And it's, you know, like Flare, you know, 38% of everything that comes in is getting burnt, right? So it's like Titanx does not stand a chance at all. And it's going to be so many. I mean, you know, think like when we have like 100 total projects, all just slowly, like you said, dude, right? Here and there, all at once, right? Like there's a ton of different ways it's going to be burnt. And it's only the beginning, in my opinion. I mean, we're still talking trillions of tokens, and it takes a while to burn that many.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, when is it going to be in billions, not trillions?
Yeah, that's
good question. Let's see.
I think it could be this year. I really do.
If we hit it hard, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, we're already at 98.4 trillion circulating, so
we're knocking out like trillions. It's not like it's insane. It really is to me, and I really don't think we're gonna slow down. Just
I think we're gonna speed up. Right. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, what's going on? James, what up?
Hello. Yeah, thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
Yeah, how was your, what is it, the Google Meet or Google Hangout or what is it called for the base?
Yeah, sorry, I've got a bit of an echo. I've got an echo. I'm going to turn.
You might have it open in another browser.
Yeah.
You don't have an echo really on our end.
Okay. Anyways, so the Google Meet. Hold on a second.
If you're echoing, you probably got a tab open somewhere else where it's the same thing. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So why don't you hold your questions while I unscrew my laptop, which has 7,000 browsers and 180 tabs open.
I am like the worst with tabs. You know, there was one time in college I had a MacBook and it was like during finals and this and that. And my buddy came over and he's like, dude, how many tabs do you have open on that one Google Chrome? And I counted it up. It was like 120. It was like an egregious amount. I was like, yeah, I got to just close this. I was like, I don't even know what 90% of these tabs are anymore.
I know we don't want to close them because we want to use them in the future. We're like, oh, maybe we're going to need that tab.
Right. Well, with the finals, I had like, 20 cited things I had to do and this and that. And I was like, I'm not closing this until the end of the semester. So.
I'm over here scrolling through Uranus feed. It's good stuff. It's the gift that keeps on giving. That's probably my favorite right now. Uranus. You got it figured out over there, James? Doesn't look like it.
All right, got it figured out.
Oh, nice.
Somebody was correct. I had so literally the only reason I knew you were on is because I opened up YouTube. I was going to put on some music, and then I saw some characters that I know quite a bit about. The three of you. So I just tuned in and thought I'd drop something, maybe clever, maybe not clever, into the chat, and then I forgot about it. I just forgot it was there whenever I joined, and it was giving me like a 3-second echo, and that drives me insane. Like I lose my mind when I hear an echo. I don't know why, but I do have a Sapporo in order to bring myself back to reality. You probably can't see it that well, but this is a Sapporo premium beer, fresh from a refrigerator here in Singapore. So there we go. Happy Valentine's Day to those of you who have Valentines.
Hey, good point. Happy
to those of you who
Day.
do not, well, go find one, or or don't. That's totally up to you.
Well, next year when all the DJs are rich, we'll all have girlfriends.
I love those memes. You'll see a guy on a boat, and he's larger than me, and then fairly unclothed, has less hair, and he's got just the babe of the century hanging on his every word, like this, like just looking at him like this. Now we know who got in crypto early, or who just did well, or who bought enough, bonk, like whatever.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So you just don't know what's going to happen. You literally don't know what's going to happen. That could just be life changing. Really.
It's a true story, right? Exactly. Like if I would have kept all my baby Dragon X early on that I meant to day one, could have been life changing.
It could have. You could have put up. You could have put up. I know that you've got a self-sustaining situation going on out there. You could have windmills. You could have, I don't know, donkeys walking on things to I don't know how you do it out there.
They carry your stuff. It's a donkey backpack, so they can carry your stuff. I do have a car.
I love your setup, though.
I do have a car, I can put stuff in there.
Oh, you do? Well, no. I wasn't suggesting that you ride the donkey pack into town. I was thinking more like the donkey would walk around, like it would hold that log, and then it would go around in circles and grind.
I did just get a refrigerator. That can tell you how off grid I am, which is really nice to have a fridge. When you're without a fridge there for a year, it's crazy. It's kind of cool, but you just buy what you can eat that day.
Yep.
And now, and you buy a lot of tuna. It's like now I can buy things other than tuna.
I'll tell you, I did the same thing when I was in Manila. I didn't know whether I was going to be there for 3 months or 2 to 3 years. So I never bought a refrigerator. The unit didn't come with a refrigerator. So I was like, you know what? Do I need a refrigerator? Because I can just if I want drinks, I can just walk right across the street, and for 25 cents, get a huge bag of ice. And then that huge bag of ice, you throw it in the sink. It lasts for 2 hours, 3 hours. So I never had a refrigerator in Philippines. Never did.
Wow.
A lot of people don't. Really. A lot of developing countries, refrigerators are not common. And I could have afforded a refrigerator, but it was why? What do you really need? Anyways, a lot of stories about I don't like to say third world countries. I don't think that's not the correct term to use anymore. Developing countries. So, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Dave got a little too excited about Uranus.
Did he? Did he go out to mint some really quickly? All right, well that's good.
Yeah,
So Flare. So I may have
glass.
missed something. Flare. Is there a date for Flare yet? Is it locked in, or are you almost locked in?
Yeah, so we're still testing right now. No date locked in just yet,
Okay.
but like I said earlier, it's going to be a Sunday or Monday announce type of thing, release on Friday. That's probably what it's going to be. Just a quick run up. So no date as of yet, but making it OFT and auto minting X28 just kind of added time to everything we're doing. So
you'll be happy you did it. You'll be happy you did it. It is well worth it. It's going to give you a huge flexibility in the future. Everyone who's building, I always ask them, is it omnichain? And if they say no, I ask them why not. And they never have a reason, ever.
Yep.
There's never a reason that they don't have it. And then they go back and they think about it and they talk to other people smarter than me. And then they generally say, I'm going to go omnichain. Why not?
Yep.
Why not?
Yeah,
So,
and especially
glad you
since
made the right move.
thank you. Yeah, and especially since, we're starting off with a trillion tokens in the auction balance. So I want to create the narrative from the jump saying, hey, there is a lot of tokens in here, but these will the only tokens ever be made unless you mint. So
Yeah.
do what you want. We're going to be omni-chain. We're going to be OFT. We're going to be on all these chains eventually. And it's starting on ETH. So, I mean, just want to try to create a good reason why you want to keep it. Not a as well as the tokenomics and stuff like that. But
Sure.
being OFT is like so important in my opinion.
Why is Gwei so
100%.
cheap right now? Is Gwei cheap right now because they did an upgrade on the system, or is it because it's just cheap right now?
So I have a couple opinions about this. So in Asia, there is a 2-week period called Chinese New Year. Different countries call it different things depending on where you are. But January 29th was Chinese New Year. For one full week before Chinese New Year and one full week after Chinese New Year, there's almost no trading. It's considered like bad luck to get into investments and out of investments. There's all kinds of different things. Some people stop 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after. So in Asia, a lot of trading has really, really slowed down. It's now starting back up because it is now the 15th. So at least on the Asia side, you'll see the trading increase. However, you bring up some really good points. Gwei's been 1, 2, 3. It's really, really, really low. And I haven't
remember
read.
ETH was trying to make an upgrade or something a while ago, and it like when they made the upgrade, like nothing. It didn't seem like it really reduced fees, but maybe it took a while for the upgrade to kick in or something. Because I really never seen
That
ETH
particular
fees
upgrade reduced fees on L2s,
Oh.
which made huge impact on less network traffic on Ethereum, and more on the L2s. So that's why the fees went down on Ethereum a long time ago. What has happened recently? I don't think anybody knows. Like I've looked around, no one has an opinion that looks even slightly valid to me. So I don't know.
No one knows.
Yeah, no one knows. The answer is nobody knows.
It seems like there's, I don't know, when you see huge price movements, that's when the gas spikes because everyone's making lots of trades. And
What if there's a lot of network traffic?
Yeah. So maybe it's just, it's probably not just one thing. It's 8 different things that all line up to making it that way. But yeah, just the chart's kind of going sideways right now. People are just in a holding pattern. So maybe not a whole lot of trades happening.
Right. There's really not a lot of volume. I mean, that's really when I'm noticing the benefit of having full buy and burns when, volume is down, because having those buy and burns really do a lot of movement for burning. But then it's like, hey, if we don't regulate them, I think that's one thing I learned with AwesomeX. We had a massive buy and burn and we burned right through it. Gone. But now we have burned that many tokens. We burned over 58% of the entire supply, plus the stuff that E280 has burned. So we've actually already probably crossed 60% burned. Plus, with everything that's locked in liquidity pools, there's really not a lot of AwesomeX on the market right now comparatively to what has been minted, which is good. And it's effectively a cap supply because we haven't had any minting happen for like probably the last 12 weeks. So it's kind of nice. We're really, all of us are cap supplies right now, even if we're technically able to still mint in the future. But if ROI is negative, then it's more expensive to produce one token than it is to buy on the market. So people just be buying.
Right. And if it's the only time that minting will happen again is if, the chart just gets massive green candles. So it's kind of a win-win situation. Yeah.
Exactly. And at that point, get the green candles, the ROIs go up, people can start minting again. I do believe that flywheel will happen. It's just a matter of time. And it's nice too that, we are tied to this ecosystem, because it's like, we aren't just relying on our project to pump and be successful. We're actually here. We're within the TitanX ecosystem. If TitanX pumps, if DragonX pumps, this really does affect the whole ecosystem, which is pretty cool on a lot of levels, actually, because we are doing this as a team, leveraged together, kind of like the Spartans, when they're fighting, all their shields like locked together, impenetrable. So
Mhm.
I really like that. Somebody should make. We should make a meme like that. There should be a meme with every shield has the logo or something on it. Yeah. Maybe we'll see if AI can do anything like that for us. It's a really good one. I like that.
Yeah, I can do
I've
that.
often thought the same thing. I've thought something similar to that in the past.
Yeah, it's nice because right now there's like hardly any volume on Awesome X, like none at all. And it's like that's why these other protocols, when they start minting in the background, and it'll automatically be providing a lot of buy pressure to Awesome X, which a lot of buy pressure to a smaller token is a good thing to have. And so I can't wait till these projects launch. But hey, just like Flare, we're taking it one day at a time.
Yep.
I'm trying not to make too many last minute changes anymore to the protocols.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah. So
LB's
I think Flare's right around the corner. I really am looking forward to it. I just can't wait until it's released, and then I can start thinking and doing other stuff. I love it, and I still love the project. I'm so confident in it, but it needs to be out there for me to like kind of relax for a second and like think
Sure.
like, okay, this is like the new stage is incoming.
Are you gonna do a live stream? Are you gonna be brave and live stream during launch? If so, love to assist you. Love to be there and support you.
Yeah, jump on. Yeah, it's going to be 2 o'clock UTC, 2 p.m. UTC for the start of the minting. So that'll be 9 a.m. EST.
Oh yeah. So Singapore, 8 hours later, it's like 10 p.m. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so jump on however long you want to jump on, but overall,
Okay, I'll just jump on until the beer's gone. Like I'll decide how many beers I'm going to stick around for, and then that'll be it.
perfect. Yeah,
It's
Get
literally
you a
the
12
first beer
pack.
I've had in so long. I'm always joking. People think, does James do anything except drink? I drink very little, actually. Ever since this year, I didn't make a resolution. I just stopped drinking and I started losing weight and exercising. So, but now the occasional swig is
it's
enjoyable.
nice. Yeah, it's really nice.
You only swig when you're on stream.
I don't drink alone. Like I'm not one of those drinkers
Nice.
alone in the house. I
Yeah,
just
this
won't
makes
do it.
us think that we're not alone because we're sitting here by ourselves talking to each other.
and actually, I completely agree. We are not alone. We are not alone.
We're never alone.
Plus, all the voices in my head. I mean, like,
That's a good point. Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, we got 240 people watching as well. So
240 great,
just to
awesome
throw it out there,
people. Wow. It's really fantastic. I
Thanks
mean, you
for
know what?
joining everybody.
In whatever the number we have in the Titanx ecosystem, what is it? 19,000, 18,000 wallets, 19,000 wallets, 20,000 wallets. There is a core group that will just join everything. People like LB. LB knows more about me than I do, actually, about all my trivia. So,
Perfect data entry.
people like LB, and there are hundreds, possibly 1,000 or more of people we're just really, really in it. We love it. We love the people around us. We love the protocols we've built. We've all got a story about them, whether we got in or we didn't get in, or we know somebody that made a ton of money. Everyone's got a story about it. And I just feel like this is a very special community. It's very, very special. Is it perfect? Well, hell no. There's no such thing as perfect. But I enjoy every minute of it. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to LB. That guy, I see him in Telegram. Like, he knows this shit.
He does.
I see lots of questions in the Telegram, and he's able to answer them. And I noticed me putting, giving the thumbs up or the, 100% emoji on his messages, just because I'm like, yep, that was.
When there's nothing to add, like he's literally answered it better than I could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did great.
Yeah. So I appreciate it. Those are the type of community members that I like to see in Titanx that understand the whole ecosystem and what's at play here and more in depth. And the more we can explain to others that don't quite understand it, the better it is for everybody. So hats off. And
that's what I'm trying to do in my next videos is just make it to where it's a little bit more explanatory, as all the stuff we used to explain, I'm starting to explain again, because I'm trying to make these videos for people outside the Titan X community who don't really know about it yet. So I'm kind of getting back more to basics in the videos.
Yeah, that last one that you did, not the one today. It was just about Titan X. That was really good. I enjoyed it.
Thanks.
I'm looking forward to seeing more of that type of stuff for sure.
Thanks. Yeah, we're doing those 2 videos a week right now. Trying to coordinate with cryptographics and the team, and Smooth and few Jukes. Few other people are kind of taking the challenge right now. We're selecting 2 protocols a week to talk about, and so then we do the videos. Keeps you on point. I actually wouldn't have done a video today if I didn't have that challenge going on with everybody, because I didn't have my video prepared, and I just had to do it this morning. Wake up. I don't care how I look. Put my hat on backwards. Just go for it.
Go for it.
But just having something like short and sweet and edited to make it very streamlined, to the point on like, these are the concepts, the mechanisms that are about it. And just, not even mentioning all the build on Titan X, just Titan X itself, and
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Get back to the basic of Titan X. I mean, even just trying to understand X28 and Titan X together is who was on Prairie Banana? Was that you, Smooth, yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys were helping him understand what X28 and Titan X was together. Because for some reason, I can wrap my head around it right now. But I guess if I imagine before it was launched, I couldn't really wrap my head around it. So I think a lot of people are still there right now as what is X28. They think it is different. I mean, it sounds like it would be different than Titan X, but in one sense it is different, but it's also the same. So yeah, more videos about Titan X and specifically. That's a good point. Instead of the BOT protocols.
Right, because that's where they have to start. Well, I mean, you don't have to start. That's what Element 280 was designed for. Is
right.
Just hold
Prairie
that.
Banana. That's what Prairie Banana said too. He's like, I saw E280 come, and he's like, I'm in Element because it's the easy button. I was like, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, but still, just bringing it back to the basics and talking about the basic points of how it is fair launch and why it's deflationary and those types of things, and keeping it short and sweet and like just talking about just a couple of things and not overwhelming them with tons of data and information. I think it's a great way to go.
Yeah, I'm writing that book right now, and I was like, as I'm getting into the book, like it's pretty much at that first draft. I mean, it could be done if I wanted it to be done, and but then it's like, it's kind of like this imposter syndrome kind of creeps up. It's like you're writing a book about Web3, about DeFi 3.0, and I'm like, what do I really like? I'm reading the book. It actually has a lot of good, valuable information in it, but it's also like, am I really the guy that's supposed to? Hopefully, I can have some other voices in this, because it's like I'm not necessarily the guy that should be really putting this book out. It's like I'm a creative person, but it's like I'm not even the coders. We have teams for that. Mm-hmm. So I think it's more the concept behind it. But it's like, yeah, it could be done. I just don't know. It's like, it's actually kind of hard to release a book. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but I guess it'd be similar to a protocol, because like once you put it out there, that's like your brain. You're showing everybody your actual brain. Like, you guys want to read it, you can judge me now. Just start judging. It's like, prejudge away. But anyways, hopefully it could benefit some people when it does come out. But I'm just questioning, is it even time for a book to come out right now? Especially DeFi 3.0. It's like, that's really dating the book. Like DeFi 3.0, like it's not going to be 3.0 for that much longer. Probably it's going to be 3.5, and then it's going to be 4. So it's like, is it good to have a title that sticks it into time, or is it better to have like a title like digital wealth or digital gold, or something that would be more kind of evergreen,
or just title. Future of DeFi.
Future of DeFi, right? Something like, actually, I really like that. That's clean. Future of DeFi.
Yeah, clean like Uranus.
Only with the right white papers.
Yeah. Yes.
That was
just-
what I liked about Baby Dragon Fart Dust or whatever. It's that the white paper was an actual roll of toilet paper.
Those guys over there are really something else. What a sense of humor. What a sense of humor.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. LV says, "Did you guys plan for Valentine's Day to be during the mint phase?" We didn't. We didn't. That just kind of worked out that way. And that was one of the memes I put out today. It says, "This Valentine's, give her what she really wants." Uranus.
You really were you were really off the map today. Because I lead a company like I probably don't seem like it, but I'm the CEO of a company, so I have to be somewhat careful about being a little too edgy on things. Well, I just couldn't help it. Like some of those were so funny that I had to comment, and then I had to just drop another meme on top of it. I couldn't help myself. But that's the only reason you don't see me going insane like I used to. January through May of this year, it was unbelievable amounts of tweets. My impressions were through the roof, and I had like so many tweets and all this other kind of crazy stuff. But ever since I got a responsible Web3 job, I now have to follow a couple core principles and all these types of things. So when it comes to Uranus, I mean, I just got to make sure I tone things back a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
I couldn't do it today. In honor of Valentine's, I had to get a little more.
A little more pump. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We looking forward to everything that's been going on. I mean, it's just a time to be alive, really. I think the market is primed. I think we're ready to go. I think Titan X is ready to go. Like, I mean, we have so many projects and catalysts that we have. So I'm just pumped to be here and excited that we can just randomly pop on stream for an hour and have almost 300 people in here. Like, it's a pretty cool thing, in all honesty.
Yes.
Well, it seems like there's some global catalysts happening right now. You said the Chinese New Year, like people stop trading for that. So it seems like if that comes back, along with the monetary influx coming back in the United States, with crypto reserves, who knows what's going to happen with all this stuff. But like, it seems like there's a handful of like global catalysts that are going to lead to something happening. It feels like something's like on the verge. It's like right here. There's this like chomping at the bit for the whole,
right.
especially for ETH. I'm like, when is that really going to have its run? It feels like it's got to be like somewhere close to now, but we'll see.
Yep.
I'm going to keep my ETH opinions to myself because I say it too often. But what I will say is I agree with everything that you said, Dave. I agree that I do also feel that we're on the cusp of something's going to break free, whether some corporation's going to put more Bitcoin on their balance sheet, or something is going to happen. More meme. It's not just the meme coins, but certain chains will come out. This whole RWA stuff will come in. The ETH ETFs will be important. I don't think it's going to affect price, but forget I said that. We're just going to leave it at that. Anyways, I do think that more things are going to be happening with crypto. I think there's going to be more volume. I think that Coinbase especially is really helping to onboard people very, very seamlessly into there. I think they do a great job of it. I really do. And I hope that we as Titan Xers can do well on base and invite more people in, because we're just one protocol over there. Uranus is only one protocol. We're one among thousands of other meme coins, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds launch every day. Nobody really sees us. But as more launch over there, as we get some different types of interesting DeFi, or maybe some lending, maybe some different types of innovative mining or staking, it's not just the standard stuff. And we are all fair launch, and we are united front, and our code is audited. People will start to notice. It will take a while, because people care more about making 1,000% than they do about audited code. Honestly, let's just be frank. But imagine giving them the option that they can earn and have fair launches. That's what they don't know about. and they don't believe it. And I wouldn't believe it either if I heard it. You got to see it to believe it.
Yeah, this crypto market and Titan-X in general, I've been saying it, it's not if, but when. It really is.
Yeah.
That's the kind of conviction I have with, like I said, the crypto market as a whole and the Titan-X ecosystem. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
So.
It's inevitable, Mr. Smith. It's like one of those agents, right?
Yep, exactly. Yes. So, guys, I mean, I got a couple more minutes. This has been an amazing stream. I've had a blast, really. So, just go around. James, you got any final sign offs or anything you want to plug or?
Yeah, maybe I'll just give it just a really short one. Am I echoing or am I okay now? Echo?
Yeah, you're good now.
Am I good? Okay. Yeah, so first of all, thanks for inviting me in. Smooth and Dave, you've been friends for a long time. I streamed with you back in the old days when I was nobody. I wouldn't say I'm anybody now, but back in the old days when we were just launching new things, and you didn't know us, you didn't know Baby Dragon X Team from anybody, and you were gracious and you allowed us on your show, and you were very interested, trusted us to get introduced to your community, and we really appreciate that. I never forget that. I feel like you guys are my friends. The dude and I, obviously, we go back and we've been working together very closely for months and months and months and months. It's great to be here, and not just with you three, but there are many founders that I have very good relationships with, and I love this Titan-X community. I'd love you to speak up. Stop in the telegrams, speak your mind. If you're in a telegram and you can't speak your mind, that's not the right place for you. Go to the telegrams where you can speak your mind. And you can speak your mind in all of ours. I know all of us very, very well. We will not, we don't hush you up or ban you. We talk through things because everyone's got an opinion. And lastly, stop in and grab some, get Uranus. It's a one-to-one. You don't have to have your X28. Just get over there on base, get your ETH, buy whatever you can. I'm not saying buy all you can, obviously don't pay your rent. Don't use your rent money. But grab some Uranus because 20% reflections and a 50% buy and burn. And the dude knows tokenomics. So that's all I'm going to say. Thanks, guys.
That's awesome. Yeah, dude, send it off to you.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I want to sign off with as well. Is it's Valentine's. Today is the perfect day to explore Uranus. So go check the white paper, look into it, and if you decide it's right for you, today is a great day to get into Uranus. So everybody else, y'all have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.
That's awesome. Dave?
Yeah, same here, guys. There's 160 billion X28 that is now minted Uranus. So 168 billion Uranus that are going to exist at the moment. But there's still 2 days to get some more. And so you might as well mint as much as you can, because actually that's going to be a pretty low supply in the next 2 days. So the big things can happen on a low supply, and especially with a good memeable token. So fair launch, guys. Spread the word on base what fair launch is. That's really, I think, the key differentiator, what we're doing, because other people are saying they're doing fair launches too, but it's not as comprehensive as what we're doing. Our ethos is actually much more comprehensive on the fair launch side than other people are doing when they're saying fair launch. So we need to really explain what we're talking about when it comes to fair launch and all the intricacies of it, and really explaining our ethos, the ethos of Titan-X. Especially, people forget about the security side of the ethos. We do have to have audits from independent auditors before these protocols come out to make sure they're very safe for everybody. So, and that's only going to continue. But that is not necessarily in the fair launch ethos of the whole rest of the crypto sphere. There's certain things that are in the Titan-X ethos of fair launch that are not in the rest of the world's ethos of fair launch at the moment. So the term's going around there, but we are doing something different. So I encourage you, if you haven't read the Titan-X white paper, just get in there, give the actual Titan-X white paper a read. docs.titanx.win, and see what you think if you haven't read it yet, because it's really a must read. And that's really, I think, why most of us are in this ecosystem right now, is because when I read the first time I read the Titan X white paper, I was blown away. It really changes the game on what we're doing and how to do it, as safely as possible, and compound and grow and have our stuff be deflationary, which is another thing that hyper deflation meets fair launch. This is really where magical things can happen. So I'm really excited to be doing this with you guys. Thanks for streaming and allowing me to jump in. But yeah, go get your Uranus.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so guys, day and 20 hours left of Uranus mint. These guys put a lot of effort into this. This is the first X28 base Titan X coin that we have, and I'm just super excited to see the evolution of Titan X and on X28 and base. And we can start a whole new narrative on base, and I think Uranus is one of the more lighthearted but meme-fied tokens that's really coming to base, and I'm really excited to be a part of it and have you guys on the stream. So thank you guys so much for coming on. This has been a great way to spend Valentine's Day for the early part of the day, and James for the last part of your night. Overall, this has been a great stream, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
take care, all. Cheers.
Let's go. All right, Peace. This has been Smooth and Crypto. I'm your host, Maxwell Smooth, and we're out of here. Peace.
No need to ask, he's a smooth.